Good morning. It's Thursday, March 6th. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. I'm Sade Campbell. I serve as the Enrollment Communications and Social Media Manager here at Houston Community College. Pleased to be joined by my co-host, Ms. Linda Davis, who serves as the Office Manager for College Operations at HCC Northeast. Good morning, Linda.
Top of the Thursday to you too, Sade.
Now, did you peep something a little new in the intro? Did you hear that?
I did. I like that new music. It's
I know they didn't even tell us. I think they wanted our raw reactions. Well, well, for those who are tuning in for the first time and don't know how to catch up with us, where can they find Up to the Minute?
You can catch us in that new beat. We're live on Houston Community College's district Facebook page, not HCC, and YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10, Monday through Friday.
All right, well, for Thursday Family Fun Day, we're learning where time actually flies when you're having fun. Joining us today is Ratha Liladrie, who is the Senior Director of Marketing and Communications for the Lone Star Flight Museum. Good morning, Ratha.
Good morning.
All right. Well, people will learn where time flies to have fun just in time for our spring break season. You and Linda are going to have a good conversation in just a second. But first, we're reviewing the foundation Scholarship Luncheon. Want to welcome to the show Felicia Brooks, who serves as the Stewardship Manager for the HCC Foundation. Welcome to the show, Felicia. We're be having some technical difficulties, but as she gets on camera, is my understanding that the foundation just had a scholarship luncheon. I saw some of the pictures, and for those who may not know, our HCC Foundation is one of our main sources of helping fund education for our students here at HCC. They provide scholarships from private donors and industry partners, and we're looking forward to learning more about the foundation and its luncheon, seeing if I get some time cues from my producer. It sounds like that she is working on getting on there. For those who don't know, our foundation offers a scholarship that opens up once a year, and our students apply. It is only one application to apply for multiple scholarships. So, the more that we consider what does it take for a student to make a decision to go to school, we always start off with funding. I want to welcome to the conversation, as Felicia works on her technical issues, my co-host Linda, because we started our time in financial aid, so we are very familiar with this.
Oh, yes, we definitely are. And the more you can get, the more we appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our guest for our Thursday Family Fun Day. Hello, Ratha Liladrie, Senior Director of Marketing Communications from the Lone Star Flight Museum and Thursday Family Fun Day guest.
Thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Well, we love to bring people back. Now you're seasoned. You know how this rodeo goes, literally and figuratively, since it's rodeo season.
Yes, ma'am.
But before we hear more about some of your things that you have going on, tell us about the spring break events. Can you give us some general information about the museum before we go into the spring break activities?
Of course, I'd be delighted. So the Lone Star Flight Museum is an aviation history museum and STEM learning center located right here in Houston. We are located about 20 minutes from downtown Houston at Ellington Field, Ellington Airport. And at the Lone Star Flight Museum, we believe that aviation inspires achievement and endless possibilities.
That is awesome. Now tell us all about the spring events. The weather's gonna be nice. People are gonna be out looking for things to do. So tell us about what you got planned for.
Well, we're looking forward to a really exciting spring break. This year is unique because our students in the area have 2 different weeks of spring break. So we've got 2 weeks of programming to kind of encompass all of that. And on top of that, it's International Women's Day is happening this March 8th, and it's also Women's History Month this month. So starting on March 8th for International Women's Day, we are so excited to have all different kinds of crafts and activities for the children to do to highlight these female aviators and innovators. But on top of that, we also have a brand new hanger talk in which we talk about the 1994 Around the World race, in which Miss Patricia Jane Kiefer and her mother, Marion Kiefer, actually won that race. And in the hanger talk, we talk about the science and the math that went into figuring out how much gasoline and how much supplies to utilize in order to win this race. And as kind of like a bonus, we actually have that plane on site at our museum, and our visitors are able to get up close and personal with this plane that particular day. So for International Women's Day on March 8th.
See, and that's why STEM is so important. We got to know those hidden figures.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
So you say that the museum is a multi-generational experience any time of the year, but you have some upcoming special events with the plans for spring break and in International Women. Tell us about those.
Right. So multi-generational any time of the year, we're always talking about history and, of course, those STEM concepts. So on top of everything we have planned for this Saturday on March 8th, on March 18th, we have another brand new hanger talk with Amelia Earhart. Focused on Amelia Earhart. And then later on in the month, on March 21st, we actually have Rosie the Riveter Day. And Rosie the Riveter Day, I'm sure you would recognize her. She's iconic. She is that cultural icon of the lady flexing her muscles in a dark blue shirt with that bandana with the red and white polka dots saying, "We can do it." And that's based on, of course, the women that took the places of the men that were off fighting in the military in World War II and took their spaces in the factories and made sure that the U.S. had munitions and different war supplies. And we celebrate those really strong women on that particular day. You get a $2 discount on your admission that day. We have all kinds of things for the kids going on that day, including our STEM carts, which you can learn how riveting works, as well as a hanger talk, of course, on Rosie the Riveter and all of the inspirational women that contributed to this during World War II.
So tell us a little bit about Peek Inside Piper, PA 39.
So that's happening. We have different planes that you can peek inside on various days during spring break, but peeking inside the Piper Comanche is the plane that went around the world with Miss Patricia Jane Kiefer and her mother, Marion Kiefer. And they actually won in that particular plane. So it's exciting to actually see that piece of women's and aviation history up close.
I'm going to do my Rosie.
Yes, absolutely.
You have more than 24 aircrafts, and I've seen them. They are beautiful. Tell us about the plane of the month, flight simulators, and space gallery.
I'd be happy to. So we actually have close to 30 aircraft in our two hangars. So we have the Waltrip hangar, and then we have the Heritage hangar, and we have aircraft spread throughout that our guests can, of course, take a look at and take in some history that way. On top of that, we have a plane of the month, which is a visiting plane and or aircraft that visits every month. It changes every single month. And this month, in the month of March, the exciting plane that we have is actually a helicopter, and that's the CH-46. And this plane is super special. The reason that it's super special is that it actually was in service for the fleet of 8 presidents, starting with President Nixon, going all the way to President Obama, and actually can have the moniker of Marine One because it was also one of the helicopters that was active for President Clinton. So that's actually, it's actually really beautiful and huge in person. So I encourage everybody to come on out to the museum and see it for themselves. You mentioned also that we have, of course, our space gallery, and our space gallery is really cool because you can understand a little deeper about how space shuttle astronauts train, live, and work. You can walk through the CCT2, which shows you that. And during spring break, we actually have space days in which we focus highly on these space artifacts that are in our exhibit, but also we have some visiting exhibits from ILC Dover, and they're bringing in spacesuits and special subject matter experts, if you will, that will be talking about how these spacesuits are designed and how they hold up in the different conditions that are out there in space.
Well, I know that you have a heritage gallery and a Texas Aviation Hall of Fame, and I'm understanding that the admissions is free to that also?
So all of this is included with a regular general admission ticket. So you get to experience our Texas Aviation Hall of Fame. You get to experience the galleries. You get to experience, of course, our hangars and see all of the planes. If you come during spring break, absolutely all of this. And then plus all of the other special things that we have going on during the programming of those days is also included in your general admission. Yes, ma'am.
Well, excellent. I tell you what, now we have all of this information, and I want to know, for me, I'm kind of afraid of heights, how simulated is this simulator?
So our flight simulators are perfect for all ages. I've got to admit, I am not the best person with heights either, but they are really super enjoyable. And I would say that, whether you're a little one all the way up to an adult, they are a one-of-a-kind kind of an experience, and you have to experience them for yourselves at least one time at our museum. You will not forget it, and you'll be back to do it again and again because it's a lot of fun.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for that, Ratha.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, before we run out of time, we got to get to the most important part. Tell us about the hours and the admissions prices.
Of course. So the Lone Star Flight Museum is open Tuesday through Sunday, sorry, except for spring break, in which we are also open on Mondays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thanks to ExxonMobil, we actually have free museum days on Tuesdays during the year of 2025, starting now going all the way to February 2026. You do have to sign up online or come in person to register for your tickets. But on Tuesdays, there is free admission, and this is Free Museum Days presented by ExxonMobil. There's way more information on our website, so I encourage you all to go to lonestarflight.org to get all the details.
Now, you all heard that. Free on what days?
Tuesday.
Tuesdays. So
Yes,
you might see
ma'am.
this person in the simulator on a Tuesday.
There you go.
We want to thank you, Ratha Liladrie,
Yes,
Senior
ma'am.
Director of Marketing and Communications for the Lone Star Flight Museum and our Thursday Family Fun Day guest. It's truly been a pleasure. We'll have information in the post after the show. So hang on, guys. We'll be coming up after a quick commercial break. Sharday and I'll be back with more information.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to the show, and welcome back to Felicia, who is now back with us and ready to talk about her time at the foundation and everything that they have coming up. Good morning, Felicia.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm so glad I'm not out here all by myself. Yes, we can hear you. And you and I have known each other the whole time I've been here. I told somebody, I had to say it out loud. I was like, I've been here 9 years.
Yes.
But
yes.
I know you have me beat.
Yeah, but just by a smidge. So I started with the foundation in 2010. So I've been here going on 14 years. It'll be 14 years in July. So when I started, I was scholarship coordinator, as you know, and now I'm stewardship manager, which scholarships the foundation scholarships still fall under my umbrella. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
Yes, yeah. And so all 14 years you've been in the foundation?
All 14 years, yes.
Okay, okay. And for those who may not know all that the foundation does, because you've worn many hats across the foundation, even though it sounds like it may have only been 2 titles, you've worn many hats. What do you wish people knew about the foundation that they don't know?
What I wish people knew about the foundation is that we have scholarships. Like it's still amazing to me how many people don't know that we offer scholarships. So we have donors that create scholarships here in the foundation that are specifically for HCC students. And every year a student is attending HCC, when our scholarship application is open, they can apply every year they're a student. So that's one of the things that I wish people knew. And it does not matter what your residency status is. You can be an F1 student and still apply, because we have scholarships that covers everybody.
And the good thing about this scholarship, because, you know, I think people have like an idea about what a scholarship process looks like. And a lot of those ideas stop them from even trying, right? And they don't even realize how much you all have simplified the process.
Right, right. The process is easy. So every year that our application is open, as long as you're a student at HCC, you can apply. It's one application. And what that scholarship application does is it opens you to every scholarship that you potentially qualify based on the answers to your questions and information that's imported through the HCC system. So there's no essay requirement. I repeat, there is no essay requirement. I think that's what stops a lot of people. And another thing that may stop students from applying as well is they think that it's going to impact their financial aid if they receive any kind of financial aid. And it absolutely does not. Our scholarships are designed to not impact any other aid that a student may receive. So never fear, you can apply. Even if you're getting other scholarships and grants, you can still apply. It's not going to do anything to your other funding.
So for those that took that step, applied, and got awarded a scholarship, you all just had your scholarship luncheon this past Friday recognizing them.
Yes, yes. Our scholarship luncheon is our feel-good event for the students, because it gives the students an opportunity to meet the donors of their scholarships in a lot of cases. And I always tell students it's also a great networking opportunity, because we did have a young lady that attended the luncheon on last Friday, and she actually got an internship with our audio-visual company that was there. So it's a good networking opportunity. And just, you know, just to be able to meet the donors of your scholarship, it's amazing. Everybody loves that event.
And I love to hear that. My mom does work in the community, and she recently spoke during a Black History Month event at a high school. And the students came up and were like, well, hey, do you have scholarships? I was like, that was not who I was when I was in high school. I didn't think to try to network at these different types of events when people are bringing people into your school. So it sounds like that student was on it. But I think the other big piece around it is they're private donors that give scholarships, but a lot of these donors are industry partners for HCC. So that opportunity to make that connection is inherently there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I tell them, please make sure when you have someone at your table, talk to them, because you never know whose blessing is at that table with you, and it just may be yours. So it's an awesome event, and we love to host it every year, and it's getting bigger.
Listen, look, it's a bless. It may be a blessing with your name on it. That'll preach. All right. And finally, tell us about the upcoming gala. So this upcoming gala is more so connected to helping raise funds for the scholarships, right?
Exactly. We're doing our gala every 2 years now. It's annually. Our next gala is April 26th. That's a Saturday at the Hilton Americas, and that is exactly the purpose of our gala, is to raise funds for the scholarships that we offer here. So yeah, and that's another. That's an event that, you know, that's the creme de la creme there. So it's an awesome event as well, because we're trying to raise as much money as we can to help all the students that we can here at the HCC.
And I think we zoomed past this. Now the application, it has a different opening date.
Yes, yes. So our application is now opening on June 15th, and it's going to stay open quite a long more an extended time than we normally have done in the past. We're trying something different. So it opens on June 15th and will close on February the 1st of 2026. So students will be able to apply for the academic year in which we're actually in, opposed to the upcoming academic year. So we're hoping to get some good, some more students to actually apply, because there's opportunity there.
Yeah, I mean, we hear the numbers around how much money is left on the table around scholarships. And I know that there are different like ebbs and flows that happen just at the institution of why some I know when we saw in COVID, we saw a demand for scholarships even more. So it's just it ebbs and flows. Now, for June 15th, are those students applying for the fall 2025 semester to potentially be awarded?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they will be applying for the 25-26 academic year. So that we're hoping that will encourage students to apply. We have several scholarships. It's literally a one step. You apply, you answer some questions, and it's done. You don't have to go and apply for every scholarship that you think you qualify for. The system does that for us. So yes, hopefully we will get some good traction on that, and don't be afraid to apply. And if you have questions, you can always call us and someone will be more than happy to assist you and walk you through that process.
All right. As we wrap up, students, what you should have heard is process is easy. You may be missing out. Application opens on June 15th. Okay. So mark that down. To our industry partners, our community partners, we have a gala coming up. Now, when is the gala and how can they sign up to support?
The gala is April 26, 2025. You can go to our website and the banner is there on our website. So it'll you click on it and it'll take you straight to, if you want to sponsor a table at the gala or several tables, hey, do it.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us, Felicia Brooks, who serves as the stewardship manager for our HCC Foundation. We'll have information about the scholarship for students and how our potential donors can support our efforts at the institution. Thanks so much for joining us, Felicia.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Well, after a commercial break, Linda and I will be back to talk about announcements.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me, I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back. We're going to wrap out how we always do here on Up to the Minute with news and announcements. Happy to kick things off with some good news that we have career and transfer fairs in the pipeline. So you need to make plans to attend. Our HCC Career and Transfer Services invite students to learn about academic and career pathways at the upcoming fairs across the district. The next one coming up is focused on HCC and UT Tyler's partnership, which is connected to our engineering pathway. The career fair will be happening today from 1 to 4 p.m. at our A-Leaf Hayes campus. Be sure to check details posted after the show.
Assistant, a Northeast drama production. If you don't have anything to do this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, come by the Northeast and join the production of The Assistant. Loosely based on Harvey Weinstein's, Assistant shows the ins and outs and the ups and downs of administrative assistants who give their lives over to the whims of a toxic boss. The performance contains crude language and adult themes. It's not recommended for kids under 16. It'll be 7:30 Thursday and Friday, March 6th and 7th, 2 p.m. Saturday, March 8th, and it's at the HCC Northeast Codwell Black Box Theater. More information in the post after the show.
To celebrate National Women's History Month, the East End Chamber of Commerce is hosting a luncheon called Women in Business. Chancellor Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher will be among the panelists, along with James Beard award-winning chef G of Street to the Kitchen restaurant, elected officials, and business owners. So it is a who's who event. So join our Chancellor Thursday, March 20th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Houston Marriott South Hobby Hotel. Space is limited and registration is encouraged. Be sure to check details posted after the show.
Innovation Fellows, application is open. The application process is open for the 2025-26 Innovation Fellows Cohort Program at the West Houston Institute. This year-long opportunity for personal and professional growth is open to all full-time faculty and staff. Application deadline is March 31st. Check out the post after the show.
All right. Well, February was Financial Aid Awareness Month, and March is still a good opportunity to learn about your options for financial aid. The types of aid at HCC include grants, scholarships, work study, and federal student loans. Students can take advantage of these by learning about their options to pay for college. Be sure to check the details posted after the show and follow our social media channels on HCC District, because there's so much information there as well.
Spring break is here. Yay! No up to the minute, boo. Because HCC will celebrate spring break next week. Up to the minute will not air, but we'll broadcast the best of episodes on HCCTV. So remember, no up to the minute, Monday through Friday, March 10th through the 14th, but we'll return on March 17th, we promise.
Yes. Well, it seems like we're barely into spring, but summer registration has begun. It's time to make the most of your summer by locking in your classes now to stay on track with your goals. HCC is still offering a variety of programs, semester or session links, as well as a range of course options for online, anytime, hybrid, and in person. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, please visit hccs.edu/apply. And looking ahead, we will have a student from the Creative Writing Club who will join us to talk about their weekly meeting and Vocable, the Journal of Writing and Art. And for Film Friday, the Houston Latino Film Festival returns to talk about its next big event. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.